Hey everybody, this is Eddie coming to you from Arizona. I forgot what video number this is, but it'll be on the post. Anyways, I was in the gym just a bit ago, and while I was sucking up all the oxygen in the cardio room, I was on the treadmill. I was doing a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking about the past year, kind of what's transpired in my personal life, so on and so forth. Anyways, a big thing that I came up with was kind of trying to figure out where I was going, where I was headed in life, what I thought I was meant to do, almost backing out of certain things, just kind of the little struggles that we all have with life. And then it took me back to high school, and kind of junior high school with football. When I was in 8th grade, I was asked to be quarterback, which I did not want to play. I always wanted to be a receiver, and played quarterback. Didn't want to be in that position, maybe too much attention, didn't have the confidence. So once I went into high school, I felt the same way. It was alright, get to be receiver again, or finally be a receiver. That didn't happen, ended up quarterback again. Sophomore year, guess what? One of my good friends was quarterback. He was a senior, was looking forward to being a receiver, and guess what? Eddie, you're quarterback again. So what had happened was I kept getting put into a position where I did not want to be. Even my senior year was the same thing. I'm competitive enough that when I'm there, I hate losing, or I want to learn the position or learn whatever it is I'm doing at the time. But my passion wasn't there as quarterback. And when I look back and laugh at it now, anybody that knows me is I don't have good hands, so it's probably a good thing I wasn't a receiver. And then this past summer, in May, which I'm going to post this video on Internet Lifestyle Network later on this evening, and I'm going to post it on my site on Facebook and my suicide page on Facebook. There's a video I did in May. I did this video to put it on Kickstarter to try and raise some money so I can work on my book, kind of help pay for travel, doing photography, editing, time, so on and so forth, because I wanted this book to be done and I wanted to do a good job with it. I just didn't want to put some crap out there. And so I did a video and to put it on Kickstarter, and I had watched that video earlier and I was nervous. I was doing this the whole time. And I'm still getting used to talking to a camera, but I got a lot of comments because it was heartfelt. Because it's about suicide, the effects of suicide, where I'm at, where I wanted to go, kind of where I wanted to progress. And it didn't do very well on Kickstarter.com. For some of you that don't know, if you don't raise the target money that you're shooting for, then you don't get anything. And a lot of excuses I heard are people telling me, Eddie, it's a bad economy, and whatnot. But I'm seeing a woman raise $26,000 for making a coffee table with pictures of dogs in it. And granted, that's pleasant. That's where my frustrations lied. After that had failed on the deadline, I got a little butthurt. Well, 2 days later, my dad ended up in the hospital. That morning was the last conversation I had with him, and while I was in the hospital, I told myself, alright, I'm going to put this book on hold, need to focus on me, need to take care of my kids, kind of quit dreaming this pipe dream that I'm going to be this author and put this great book out there and reach out to many, and stayed in the hospital for 4 days. And while I was in there, I realized how little of obstacle that was. How minor it was. I reached out, I took a step. That was my first step on putting myself on camera, putting myself out there to the world. I don't know how many people saw that video. I received a lot of comments, a lot of people shared it on Facebook, but I had to expose myself to get out there. And in doing so, I felt butthurt. And when I was in the hospital with my dad, for his last days, I kind of was set that I need to focus on my 2 kids and myself, and then I'll come back to it. Well, after my dad had passed at his funeral, I'm sitting talking with family members, friends of my dad, and walking around where we were having the reception, and a friend of his came up to me and wanted to talk. And while we were talking, he was sharing with me his stories, a little bit of his stories. He was sharing with me some of the conversations that him and my dad had. Deep down, I can see this guy was hurting. He was a Vietnam vet, just as my dad was, and kind of talking. And then finally, he kind of turned it to me and asked me what it was I did. And I told him, I said, I do tree work. I said, I do photography. He said, I'm working on a book. I want to get to where I'm speaking publicly on the effects of suicide awareness, or motivation. It doesn't have to be strictly tied towards suicide, but that's the direction I wanted to head. And his first question was, well, would you like a testimony? And call it a selfish moment. Maybe it was right to call it a selfish moment, and it didn't last long. Was, you gotta be kidding me. Here I am, and this all went through my head real quick. You gotta be kidding me. Here at my dad's funeral, you want to tell me about what's going on, that you're possibly thinking about taking your own life. And as soon as that thought went in, it went right back out, and I was like, all right, I can't, this is what's meant to be. So him and I spoke, and I talked with him, and I'll leave that for another time. I did share it on my page, a little bit of it on our talk, but my dad was a real, cerebral man, and he taught me how to, and I actually just learned it by watching him, by listening and taking in the information. And what I did is we spoke, and I got aggressive with him. Not aggressive in a negative way, but aggressive to make his mind think about actually what it is he thought about doing. And it wasn't that he was suicidal. He was just at a bad spot. He was hurt. And anytime you're hurt, all these little things kind of combine and build up. And afterwards he chuckled, and because of what I had said, and asked what is it you do again? And then thanked me. Right then and there, I knew this is something I can't walk away from. So there are certain things in life, certain passions, and call it a passion, but life is a passion. A lot of it I learned from my dad. My dad coached Little League for 39 years. Great coach, even when he passed. This is going to be a long video, so bear with me on this one. But after he passed, one thing I learned is follow my passion. And point being is because of that, in some of the failed relationships, friendships, whatever it is that we didn't want to happen, or we wanted to happen in life, what we thought would be best for us and others didn't happen, sometimes there's a reason for it. And my opinion is a big guy in the sky. I think he knows what's best for us, and how we can benefit what it is he asks of us, for you believers. And so right now I get to join in the vision and the excitement of two men. And the two men are Mr. Michael Winiger and Vincent Ortega. And to be a part of two guys' visions, and these guys are separate, they're not together, but to see their visions and to see the excitement and the joy and the passion for others, it's creating something big. And because of that, I can say I'm fortunate to have partnered with both of them to actually get me where I want to go. And where I want to go is to publicly speak, to get better at videos so I can reach out to others, to start doing webinars so I can get some people online, to start putting on seminars, go up, fill up a coliseum, bring some big name speakers into the arena so these kids can be affected and touched. So anyways, I am running way long, and I know the time police might be on me, but anyways, just kind of some food for thought for today is, are you trying to run from where you're supposed to be headed, or are you actually heading in that direction that God wants you to head? So anyways, God bless. Have a good day. Have a good night. Good morning, wherever it is you are when you're watching this.